So the Jubilee episode dropped. I'm super excited. So if you haven't heard, if you don't know me, hi, hello, my name is Coach Bonds, owner of Mind Embody Fitness, host of The Breakdown with Bonds. And last month I got to fly out to California, be on an episode of Jubilee, and we were discussing the pro-Ozempic versus anti-Ozempic. And on that panel, I got to explain some of the key reasons why so many people feel like they've tried everything and no matter what they do, it doesn't work, they couldn't figure out, etc. Because it literally drives me insane that people really think that they've tried everything, and it's literally just you don't know what you don't know. Right? I'm a small business owner, and if you would have asked me 2 or 3 years ago, I would have told you I'd tried everything when it comes to a lot of things, but there's so much I just haven't learned. And that's why I have to pay experts and people who know what they're doing, who know their industry in and out, like a mechanic, right? Like I could go on YouTube and watch all the videos, or I could follow all the TikTok influencers who teach me how to take my car apart. But like, one, I don't have a desire to do that. And two, there are people that know how to do this and I can pay them to do their job. So a lot of people just don't really know what they think they know about fitness, and that's okay because it's not your job, but it is mine. There are a lot of fitness professionals in the different sectors, whether it's personal training, or stick with personal training because that's the main one that works with the public. There are a lot of personal trainers that may not yet have the experience or even the education to understand that everyone is not going to fit into these little boxes. But even more so, most people are more focused on selling products than they are actually helping humans. And so my goal as a holistic fitness trainer who is a health coach, that means that I specialize helping you and giving you the tools to transform your habits, not just lose the weight. My goal is to help clients lose the weight and keep it off no matter how long it takes. And usually most personal trainers, weight loss programs sell, right? Their main marketing point is that you'll lose X amount of inches, X amount of pounds in this amount of time, because that's what people want. We want instantaneous results. But for those of you that have been on the journey, you've done the work, you may have realized, or you're coming to realize, that those methods are not what you actually need, because we often want one thing, but what we need is another thing. And the most successful people in the fitness industry tend to be people that sell you what you want and don't give you what you need. I need y'all to hear that again. Some of the most successful people in fitness will sell you what you want, but not give you what you need. And that's how you keep up. What is it? It depends on what numbers you ask, whether it's the women's wellness, whether it's the fitness industry as a whole, but it's definitely a multi-billion-dollar industry for that reason. And so my goal is to help you decipher what you actually need, why you can't actually keep the weight off. And it's not what you think it is. It's not your metabolism. It's not your genetics. I mean, like, those things play a role, and they are like the reason, but I want to go deeper with you in this series, and I want to show you the psychology behind your physiology. We all know Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, or maybe you don't, but I learned about this in grade school or whenever, and it was a really good, it's a really good base. It's a really good starting point to understand why people do what they do, why they're motivated by fear or money, like which need of theirs is at risk, and this is probably why they're doing it. But I want to present to you a different way to view human needs, as this philosophy that there are 4 human needs, not the Maslow's hierarchy, right? And the 4 human needs look like this. The first one is certainty. People whose primary needs are certainty would be like your type A personalities, your people that are black and white. There's no areas of gray in between. They like consistency, or they like things their way. And that's most people, right? Like, that's most people. We are creatures of habit. We like routines. We like structures. We like schedules. And there's nothing wrong, by the way, with any of these needs that we're going to go over. So again, these are the people who live and die by structure and don't really know what to do outside of that structure. Okay, that's important. Next, we have people like me who thrive on the opposite, variety and uncertainty. It keeps us thriving. It keeps us excited. It's a hit of dopamine. They're probably mostly neurodivergent ADHD people. So we got certainty, and then we have uncertainty, or we have certainty and then we have chaos, however you want to view that one. Number 3, we have significance. There are a lot of people that their core human need is to feel like seen and significant. Not connected and loved, but just significant. And this is important because significance would mean like the people that are chasing fame. Like, you don't care how bad it is, how embarrassing it is. You just want to be relevant. So those can be great people, but I can see how that is also maybe not the best trait to have. I wish I could be impartial to that one. Anywho, and then the final one is connection. They need those loving relationships, and I think that we all do, but they're the people that actually really like get really lonely when they're not around people. This is like the opposite of me. Like, I do need to be connected. I'm a human, but also out of sight, out of mind, neurodivergent. But there are some people who need to be connected, need to be tapped in. They need to be in groups. They're always in a relationship. They go from really, oh shoot, am I? From relationship to relationship. That's their primary need. So again, we have certainty, we have uncertainty, we have significance, and then we have connection. And so what do those have to do with my fitness journey? I will tell you. Let's say that your need is certainty. And when it's time to lose weight, you start to realize that you're not losing a pound a week like the article said that you should. Your coach is trying to teach you how to intuitively eat, or eat with balance, where you're allowed to have dessert or have something that's not a diet food on your diet, and it's driving you insane. You want to be in control of everything. This is where your fitness journey might suffer, or this is where your need for certainty might make your fitness journey harder. Variety. Let's say your need is variety, and now it's time for you to commit to a program, and you are finding it to be the hardest thing ever because you like to be free and you like to be in your flow, and it just feels too restrictive. Significance. Let's say that this is your primary need, and you're not maybe the top loser in the group, or you're not getting shout outs every week in the client group, or whatever the issue is. And so you're feeling not significant about yourself. So you may be tempted to lie to your coach so that you can get those shout outs, or you may be tempted to give up because you're not getting the recognition that you need and that you thrive on. Connection. There are people that may need to be in group fitness classes and group fitness settings for the fact that they thrive on that level of connection as well. And this is super important. If you're doing virtual coaching, but it's just you and your coach, and the coach doesn't have a community, or you don't have an in-person community, it can get super lonely, which might make your journey harder to stick to. So regardless of what your human needs are, if they feel threatened, your fitness journey, everything else is going to come last. If your need to have certainty or experience variety or feel significant or feel connected is jeopardized by your fitness journey, like if like I'm having a hard time sticking to my workout schedule because I do whatever I want whenever I want, or I'm having a hard time not seeing the pounds come off every single week consistently like I thought they would, or I'm having a hard time not being recognized for my efforts, like I need someone to congratulate me and my coach doesn't care unless I'm actually doing the stuff they told me to do, which I'm not. So this is driving me insane, or I don't feel connected in this community, or I don't feel connected in this program, or I feel like I'm all alone. It's going to feel discouraging, or none of my friends are doing this with me, or none of my family is doing this with me, and I feel alone in this journey. This is going to play a large role in why it's so hard for you to stay consistent. So while you're over here like, oh, I can't stay disciplined, maybe it's that, but it could also be this, that your primary human needs aren't being met. And your brain treats your needs like life or death, right? Once it gets programmed into your brain that this is a need, we need this, forget about it. Your brain is going to seek that above all else. Because regardless of what we say, my health is important, I value this, I want that, your brain is going to prioritize what it sees you go after and do day after day. Imagine your subconscious brain is like an outside spectator watching you, taking notes. And in order to make sure that you function better and faster throughout the day, it puts these notes from your behavior on autopilot so you don't have to think about them. That's why you go back to certain things even though you're like, what? I'm trying so hard. Nah, that thing is on autopilot, baby girl. So this series, that's what it's all about. I want to help you understand what is the autopilot, what is the programming, what is the role that it plays, how do you undo these things. And at the end of this series, if you get all this stuff and you're like, that's great, coach, and I'm never going to implement this on their own, shoot me a message, shoot me an email, and we can talk about what that looks like to work together one-on-one. But at the end of this, if you have listened to this series and you've started implementing these steps and it works out for you, please let me know. Send me comments. I love to hear stuff like that. I had a gentleman that was following me for years on Instagram, and he randomly sent me some before and after pictures and is like, this is just from following you and listening to what you say. You're not just for women. Thank you. And that touched my heart. So I would love to hear that. And if you are on the other end of the spectrum and you're like, this was awesome, and I don't have the capacity within myself to do this on my own, shoot me an email at info@mindembody.co, or if we're connected on any social media platforms, I don't bite. Shoot me a message and we can talk about what you may need. It may look like joining the membership that I have. It could be a free course or something that I've already created for you. It could look like working with me one-on-one. I don't know. But my goal is to help you, or at least point you in the right direction. So thanks for being here. Make sure that you like, share, comment, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe so that you can catch episode 2 and the psychology behind the fitness, the Mind and Body Method.